Hello, hello, hello. It's Fiona Robertson here, the body renewer, and I am a body whisperer. And I'm running this 3-day challenge today. Today is day 1, and I'm really excited to put together this information and what I'm going to do with you later on, which is actually get you to feel inside your body. So we're going to build up an internal boundary for you so that you'll know that's always accessible for you. Hi, whoever's popping on, just let me know who you are. That's fantastic. Thanks very much. I'm just going to carry on talking. So what we're doing today is we're building in a built-in boundary. And it's really important for you to get very clear about where your boundaries are. So on the outside where your boundaries are, what you will and won't accept. But if you have the feeling that's supporting you on the inside, an energetic boundary, that is just the best that I've found. A significant component of all the work that I do with the ladies to do with weight loss and overcoming physical symptoms has been to teach them about setting up appropriate boundaries for themselves. What you will and won't accept, how to communicate and be heard, how to create a strong energetic boundary from the inside out that allows you to recreate your body cell by cell by cell. It's so positive, it's so strong that it really does make a huge difference. And this is why I call it kind of like the last key to weight loss. You really need to be able to know how it feels when you're over caring for other people and allowing people to speak badly to you, and you're accepting abusive and bad behaviour. When you're carrying around old hurts and you're not allowing yourself to let go of certain things. These are all within the sphere of boundaries that I talk about. So you're spending an awful lot of time and responsibility on other people and not on yourself. You really need to know who you are and what you will and won't accept. What I've seen is the more that I see people, myself included, honouring ourselves and doing things for ourselves, spending time on ourselves and following what we feel is right for us, the more we honour ourselves, that's what I mean by that, and you can create boundaries for yourself, the happier you become. You understand more about what you want and what you don't want. And of course, that's going to make you happier. And when you're happier, you're more confident, you're more successful, you're more everything else. And with all those things, so goes the weight, so goes the physical symptoms. The physical symptoms and the weight is there because we are stressed. We are doing way too much for other people and not enough for ourselves. It's our soul calling us to say, hang on a second, I'm going to be protecting you here. I'm going to slow you down with an injury. I'm going to do this for you. I'm protecting you, my darling. I'm here protecting you. This is your soul. I'm protecting you. And she puts on extra padding on your body and she does whatever she can to protect you. She swore an oath when you were born, when she came into your body, and she swore an oath that she would do hell and high water, she would protect you. And this is what she's doing. And this is why we are not able to stick to diets and we're not able to do other things when we're holding a lot of stress in our body, when people are stepping over our boundaries and we're feeling a bit wobbly and unsure of ourselves and, oh, can I really say that? And I didn't really say that. I've kind of really betrayed myself. There's a lot going on when somebody steps over your boundary or when something happens that really frazzles you or rushes you around. People stepping over your boundaries is a trigger. And when you're triggered, you're stressed. And when you're stressed, what's the thing that you know will calm you down more than anything else when you're having emotions, when you're upset, when you're rushing around and you can't cope with something? Eat. Food has been proven to be the most accessible relaxant around. And that's why it's just so easy for us to overeat when we're stressed. We've been triggered because we haven't set up our boundaries. We've accepted. We're just all kind of wibbly wobbly, and we haven't accepted what we need in our lives. I've made a few notes here just to make sure that I get everything in there. So what happens with this chain reaction? This is the formula that I'm talking about. So you have or you haven't got a boundary. You either let somebody cross it or you don't. So if the boundary gets crossed and they have no respect for you whatsoever, what does that feel like in your body? I can feel it now. It feels really uncomfortable. So that is stress now running through my body. I don't want stress running through my body. Or you have a boundary set in place, but you've kind of let somebody go over that boundary. You've let somebody in and into your personal space, or to do something that you really feel quite uncomfortable with. That is putting stress on your body as well. So when people are actually going in and stressing you out, these are your triggers. This is what's triggering you. Why do you get triggered to eat at certain times? Why do you get triggered to shout at particular times? Because your boundaries have been crossed. Somebody has done something that you promised yourself would not happen to you, and you've allowed them to do it. You've allowed them to eat away at your boundaries. Or somebody's walked over your boundary and you're just beside yourself that somebody could be so disrespectful. That's causing stress in your body. It's the stress, and that is the chain reaction, this toxic soup that goes on in our body. The stress releases hormones like cortisol, which is the bad boy of all hormones that go around your body, which lays down fat. It makes you crave the sugary, salty, fatty foods that we all love, which are the most soporific and which just relax you out. And because they're like a drug. Oh, God, now I feel better. I feel heavy. I feel fatty. I can hardly move. I'm so sluggish. It's your body's way of slowing you down and relaxing you, because chain reaction, you've allowed somebody to step over your boundaries. So can you see why it's so important that we actually get some boundaries in place externally, and the one I'm going to be working with you today is internally. So often the constant levels of stress that we have because of our job, because of our partners, because of our living conditions, because of our children, because of our family, because of our parents, pets, there's just a continual hit on us these days, watching something on the news that we don't like. It's a continual amount of stress that goes on in our bodies. We're so oblivious to that level of stress because we've become so used to it. It's just life. It's just life. But it's not just life. You can, and I'm going to teach you how you can reduce your own stress level so that you can cope on a daily basis. And then I'll teach you in the next couple of days how to take back your power. And I'll also teach you how to stay and feel so strong on the inside that there's no way anybody's going to cross over your boundary. And there's no way you're going to betray yourself and let someone eat away at what you've decided your boundary is, what your limits are. Yeah, so the best thing known to man, woman, to release your stress and help you feel more relaxed than anything else, the quickest thing you can do is often food. And it doesn't even come at the time that the stress is happening. Sometimes it can come hours later. Your body reminds you, we need a reward. It was really tough today. That was a really tough thing that we had to cope with. All those emotions, all that stress, all that rushing around. So some of the things I'm going to ask you next are kind of fun to really make you think. And that's your homework before tomorrow, is to make you think, yeah, what are my boundaries? What will and won't I accept? So I'll ask you those questions in a minute. So we have the ability to set up the boundaries for ourselves, what we will and won't accept, how we will protect ourselves and keep ourselves safe. And our body will begin to trust us to do that for ourselves more and more and more. Every single time she feels you listening to your levels of stress, listening to her, listening to the environment and tuning in and finding out what's going on. The more we're trusting ourselves, the more our body will trust us. The more we're honouring ourselves, the more our body will trust us and let go of more and more of the fat. So we have the ability to set up our own boundaries, what we will and won't accept, how we're going to feel safe. So for example, if I was to say to you, people may not what? As far as you're concerned, people may not what in your presence or to you or about you. for example. They may not go through your personal things. Yes or no? How does that feel to you? Can they go through your personal things? People may not criticize me. People may not pass an opinion on the way I dress or my weight. People may not take their anger out on me. People may not humiliate me in front of others. People may not stand too close or touch me. People may not be inappropriate with me physically. Anybody who's experienced sexual harassment at work will know about that one. What are you going to do about it? How are you going to speak about that in future? This is what I'm going to be teaching you. All those kind of things are very important for you to know about yourself and how it feels in your body when somebody oversteps your mark, when somebody does criticize you, judges you, passes a comment on your clothes or the way you look or how ridiculous your haircut is, or makes a comment that you've got, I don't know, a smudge on your face or a rip in your dress or your shoes don't match or you don't look cool. What is it that you will and won't accept? How confident do you feel? And not accepting and being able to vocalize your response. So to protect your time and to protect your own energy, this is the next one. It's okay to not answer the phone. Just because the phone's ringing, it doesn't mean you have to answer it. What are your boundaries? When do you answer the phone? From what time in the morning to what time in the afternoon? If you're in a particular situation, do you answer the phone automatically? Does it depend who it is? Just think about that. We don't need to go into every single little detail, but you know yourself, actually, it's not a good time for me. Wow, that's a powerful statement. It's just not a good time for me. I'm not in the right place to answer this call, so I'm not going to answer it. I'm just going to let it ring. It's okay for you to turn the sound off on your phones, on your computer. God, we have so many ways of people accessing us now. Email, phones, Skype, Gmail, Zoom, WhatsApp, everything. There's like so many different ways for people to access you. And it's so noticeable how long people are spending on social media now. So maybe you just need to set up a little boundary for yourself that kind of says, do you know what? I'm only going to look at my social media in the morning and in the afternoon. I'm just going to let all the rest of it go and not be so stressed. It's like having an answer machine. When answer machines were first invented, like, oh, does nobody love me? Nobody's left me a message. What are your boundaries to do with social media? To protect your time and energy, it's okay to take your designated time to answer emails and messages. It's okay to take your time to respond to something or a situation that affects you. It's okay for you to kind of, got to think about that. It's okay for you to take your time. You honour yourself in the fact that I don't really know how I feel about that. I'm going to sleep on it. How are you going to respond? I don't feel very comfortable with you saying that. I don't feel very comfortable here. I don't know what it is. I don't feel very comfortable. Don't feel very happy. It's okay to be able to say those things. You honour yourself. You have an opinion. You matter. You are important. It's okay to breathe and connect with your body and see how you feel in a situation. Come back to yourself. Understand how you feel and feel whether you're comfortable, stressed, worried, nervous, anxious, ecstatic, excited, feeling adventurous, feeling nauseous. It's okay for you to breathe and connect with your body. Find yourself again. Get to know who you are in this situation and then make your response. You don't have to be like on the ball the whole time and give a response straight away. It's not important. It's more important for you to honour yourself. It's okay to get out of your head from the overthinking and overstressing and necessary need to be over-intelligent and have the first response or have the last word. It's okay to slow down and be out of your head just for a little bit, just to take some time off and find out who you are and how you feel about certain things. You don't need to justify. You don't need to tell somebody how they should feel, and nobody should tell you how you feel about something. It's okay to feel uncomfortable in certain situations, and it's very, very okay for you to know how you feel about something. It doesn't mean that somebody else feels the same, but it's how you're picking it up. This is something very interesting. Everybody is able to pick up an atmosphere. Everybody is able to be empathic. It seems to be the in word. Oh, I'm an empath. I'm so sensitive. Everybody is sensitive. Some people are more tuned into how sensitive they are. And the more you honour yourself, the more you know how you want to feel, and the more you know how you do feel, be that anxious, worried, feeling rejected, all those emotions, let's not just go into all of them, the better you'll be able to understand what you're feeling, and if it's your feeling that you're picking up or if it's somebody else's. Decide your boundaries. Know how you feel. That is one of the best boundaries you can build up. It's a built-in boundary to know exactly how you feel when you ask yourself. Give yourself permission to ask about everything. Ask yourself all the time, how do I feel in this situation? How do I feel? What we're going to do in a minute, I'll just show you how to do that. And find your best way to express yourself. Even if it's just to start with, always, let me think about that. I don't feel that this is what I want to do. It's okay. It's really, really is okay to be able to express yourself like that. So in a minute, I'm going to show you how you can relax, how to know your own stress levels from the inside out. That's what I'm going to be doing with you today. Tomorrow I'm going to be showing you how to get your power back, because you've given your power away by not having any boundaries. You've just let everybody have all your power. And on the last day, I'm going to be giving you just the strongest feeling from the inside, just to let you know what a built-in boundary feels like, so you can walk into any situation and nobody's going to cross over your boundaries, because they'll just feel what a fantastic, strong, honourable energy that you have for yourself. I'm going to be asking you to do a little bit of homework, and that homework is going to be very simply. So all the things that I just asked you right now. So what, for example, what is it that people may not do for you? And what have you got a right to ask for? You have the right to ask for a new hairstyle from an old hairdresser. You have the right to privacy. You have the right to ask for food that you like. You have the right to ask to go to bed at a different time, to tell people that you're going to bed at a different time. You have the right to put the phone on hold when you're meditating. You have the right to ask for quiet when you're busy and you really want to read or you want to concentrate. You have the right to ask for help. You do. You have the right to ask for help. You have the right to ask for more information when you want to buy something. You have the right for your quiet time to be honoured. You have the right to be honoured. So we've taught other people how to treat us. So now it's time to teach yourself how you want to be treated, and then teach other people how you want to be treated. So the people who are going to be doing the homework, and you can email it to me, you can PM it to me, and you can also just feed it back in the group, in the Body Whisperer group here. I'll be very, very happy to see all the different ways that what you will and will not accept. And I would suggest that you just start making a list, what I will accept and what I don't accept. And just really kind of just get a feel for it. I think it's awesome. The more work I do with ladies to do with this, they're kind of like, wow, I did that. And I never realised that I was letting somebody walk all over me before. I never even considered that that was an issue for me before. But now I think it's really important. So just start making a list. Start with 50 things that you won't accept and start with 50 things that you will accept. And the person who inspires me the most to do with their homework over the next 3 days, to do with the answers that you're getting back to me about how you're wanting to create these boundaries for yourself, the person who inspires me the most, I'm going to let you win a 60 to 90 minute body scan consultation with me. And I'm going to be able to go in, connect with you, and find out some of the main things that have you triggered that are creating the physical symptoms that you haven't been able to get rid of so far, whether that's overeating, sciatica, skin complaints, ovarian cysts. These are some of the things that came up for me. Ankles, knees, whatever, headaches, neck aches, all the physical symptoms of what has you being triggered. Yeah. That's what that 60 to 90 minute body scan consultation will do for you. It'll help you understand more about where you're being triggered. Okay, so now I'm going to go through a very easy and simple meditation to do. We've been on 20 minutes already. This will take about 10 minutes.